All right, guys. So you decided to actually watch my very first video here on my channel, and as you could tell, I started with a pretty controversial one, starting with this girl right here, Lia Thomas. Definitely a controversial one. Even me just calling her a girl or a she or a her will get people mad. And well, quite frankly, I just don't really care. But anyway, let's just jump in. My statement from the title of this video is saying that Lia Thomas did absolutely nothing wrong, and the reason why is, well, she followed the rules from the NCAA, and are the rules from the NCAA, do those make sense in any way? Not a chance. It is not fair whatsoever that Lia Thomas can compete versus women in a swimming competition, or at least a physical competition. And the reason why she got up into the news is because, well, she won the championship. Now, people are not really surprised from that. Reason why? Well, she was a male transitioning into a female, and well, she's, I mean, she's 6'1", a little bit taller for a female, and just more athletically gifted than maybe some of the other females on the team. Reason being, well, she was a male before being a female, and so she has a little bit of a different structure in her body. Now, is it fair that she competes? No, not at all. The NCAA rules need to be changed. Basically, the reason why Lia Thomas is cleared to swim in the NCAA championships is because the body actually said that implementing these new testosterone testing rules in the middle of the season would be unfair to the transgender athletes. Meaning, I guess before the season started, there was no one thinking, okay, I'm going to take a quick drink of water. So at the beginning of the season, nobody was. There was going to be a test to make sure that the new policy calls for having the permissible limit for testosterone for transgender women, an extensive review for the physical characteristics, and a requirement that transgender athletes meet the new testosterone threshold of 5 nanomoles per liter for 36 months. So what Leia is saying is, or Leia, my apologies, whatever. Leia is saying she followed those rules, and now they're trying to do a testing for the testosterone in the middle of the season. She said that's not fair. The board basically said, yep, that's right. That's not fair because we agreed from the beginning that you don't need to do this. Now, whether her testosterone levels are higher than 5 nanomoles or not right now, it's not really her fault. She won because she was the fastest swimmer in there and she followed the rules that the NCAA gave her. The problem is not only not testing middle of the season because, well, at the beginning of the season, she had less than 5 nanomoles per liter in her blood. Now, maybe she has more, maybe she doesn't. Who cares? That's just what the rule is. And there's no testing randomly, kind of like in the NFL or in MLB. There's no random testing to see what your testosterone results are. And so testosterone, if you didn't know, it makes you stronger, faster. You can grow your muscles quicker. That's why historically, like, men have just been stronger or faster than most women on an average basis. Now, obviously, Ronda Rousey, she could kick my ass because, well, I don't know how to wrestle whatsoever, and she's a black belt. I am not a black belt. She could kick my ass. But if I was training in MMA for just as long as Ronda Rousey has trained in MMA, I think more than likely, if I had the same intensity and all that good stuff, I'd probably be able to beat her. That's just kind of how the human body kind of works, and that's just how it is. So, and you can see here through this link, Mount Sinai. I don't know. There's some cancer research people, I guess, or some kind of medical group. They posted this thing about testosterone information, and this is where I see what the actual, problem is in this rule that the NCAA has. You can see right here again. The new policies call for the having the permissible limit of testosterone, basically it being 5 nanomoles per liter for 36 months, or she has to be at less than 5. Now, let's just look. Testosterone information. That's what this is. Normal results, the normal measurements for these tests for a male is to be from 10 to 35 nanomoles per liter. That's a normal male. For a female, for average, they could be as low as 0.5 to 2.4 is a woman's average. And so she can be double the amount of the average female in testosterone to be able to compete against these women. Now, that is just plain a disadvantage to all the other women. I don't know, like more than likely, their testosterone levels might be a little bit higher. Who knows? Like that's just generalizing the entire population of people. But like that just doesn't make any sense to say that that is a level playing ground for the rest of the women that are going to be in this race. Now, you could see, why is that such a big advantage? Well, at some point, we all said, let's see, steroids are not allowed in sports. What do steroids do? Well, doping, those kind of things, they raise your testosterone. So I was kind of looking around into like how anabolic steroids kind of work. And basically, I can't find exactly what I was. There we go. These samples are then used to reference, because they do piss tests to see. These samples are then used to reference points for future testing, thereby eliminating the possibility that a person tests positive simply because he or she has naturally elevated levels of testosterone when compared to the general population. That's how testing for testosterone works. And so as you can see here, this is a quick how does steroid testing actually work in the MLB. This was posted from a long time ago, but I wanted to just kind of show having a higher amount of testosterone in your body is what is going to give you a physical advantage over other people in a physical sport, a physical competition. And so basically how baseball does it is they have a ratio between two separate hormones, testosterone and epitestosterone. They're two very chemically similar hormones in roughly equal quantities. So in a healthy male adult, usually they sit around 1 to 1, saying one for every 1 testosterone you have 1 epitestosterone, basically. And so how they'll be able to test this is all the players going into spring training. Let's see if I can find it in here. So you might expect urine samples of the athletes will be taken that have been taking a lot of steroids. Their ratios will be way higher. And so the WADA sets the test limit at 4 to 1 if an athlete's urine sample contains 4 times as much testosterone as epitestosterone. The sample is marked as a failed test. So basically, if you have way more regular testosterone compared to epitestosterone, that's how they're able to say, okay, you're on steroids, because there's no way your body would actually do that. Now, I guess this guy goes on to say 5% of the population for adult males, they do have a ratio that's 4 to 1 or greater. And I'm guessing for that 20 or what, that 5% of the population, they're strong motherfuckers, because I think it's basically if their testosterone is naturally 4 to 1 or higher, then those guys are strong people, because they have a lot of testosterone, growing masses and growing mass and growing and just being able to repair their body so much quicker than anybody else. And so back to the title, I'm saying Lia Thomas did nothing wrong, but the NCAA needs to look at this rule. And I think the entire community should probably stop just going at her saying that she sucks because, or saying that she cheated. No, she followed the rules, and I do agree with that. But the problem is it makes absolutely no sense that this rule right now is saying that she could have 5 nanomoles per liter going into the season, when the average woman is usually at 2.4. And so, or on the higher end, basically. I'm sure there's other results for random people, that maybe they do have higher testosterone than 2.4. But I don't think they're going to be sitting at around 5. So she could be at 4.9, or double the amount of the higher end of an average female on her testosterone levels. And that is just not fair. So the NCAA, you need to figure this out. They found a loophole in your system. And by they, I mean just other athletes trying to find an advantage to win. That's how the whole world works. That's how any sport works. You're trying to find different advantages to, make this work best for you. And now sometimes that's why you have to make a rule that says, no, this cannot happen. This is not fair to the other people. That's kind of my take on it. Leave a comment if you do watch this. Let me know if you agree, disagree. I would love to talk to you. I just like having discussions. That's just my thoughts on it. So thanks for watching, and I'll probably see you in the next video. Thanks.